I hate my dishwasher. My kids also hate it because it takes hours to actually operate and then half the time doesn't get all the dishes clean. And while that's irritating, what's really infuriating is the fact that my grandparents' dishwasher was significantly better than mine, and it was probably better than yours too. But how could a dishwasher from 30 or 40 years ago be better than the ones we use today? Because when we look at almost every other appliance out there, that is certainly not the case. Most appliances today have little gadgets and gizmos that significantly blow their historical competition out of the water. But dishwashers today are routinely inferior to the ones built in the 1980s. For all the reasons that I previously mentioned. I mean, the average dishwasher usually has a cycle that lasts around 2 hours, and some 4 hours. But in the 1980s, it was only 1. So what's the change? Because it's not like the increase in cycle time has led to greater efficiency. In fact, the opposite is true, and people have taken notice. Because according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, 20% of Americans say they use their dishwasher less as a result of all these efficiencies, and that's up significantly from 2001. But why? What could possibly be the cause of this? And the simple answer is, it's actually by design. Because since 1987, government bureaucrats have drastically increased energy conservation standards for dishwashers. And these standards specifically restrict how much water the machines use. As a result, manufacturers are thereby forced by law to create dishwashers that use significantly less water and have far longer cycles than older models. In short, why does your dishwasher stink? Because the government is literally mandating that it stink. But don't take my word for it, the Department of Energy is itself taking the blame. According to one report released by the agency, quote, dishwasher cycle times have become dramatically longer under existing energy conservation standards, and consumer satisfaction and utility have dropped as a result of these longer cycle times. But hey, at least all this consumer frustration has led to a better environment, right? Well, no, it hasn't. People now resorting to hand washing or having to run their dishwasher multiple times is not good for either water or energy conservation. And yet, this hasn't led to a reversal of the regulatory policy that is simultaneously hurting the consumers and the environment. And this is called the lesson of unintended consequences. When regulators treat people like they're numbers on an Excel spreadsheet and change the policies, they assume that people are just going to adjust their behavior appropriately and that nothing bad will happen. But bad things do happen because people get dishwashers to fill a necessary purpose within their home. And if your regulations defeat that purpose, there will be unintended consequences. And in this case, it wasn't just for the consumer, but also for the environment. You know, the very thing the regulations were trying to protect.